This episode is brought to you by Radio Mastery. Radio Mastery helps radio professionals to dominate their market and reach number one. Apply today at radiomastery.com.au. Welcome back to Biz Audio, everyone. I do apologise for the lack of episodes this week, but I'm going to cover everything that I missed out on. Starting off with Central Queensland Extra Insights. Survey 1, SCA saw a nice hold on all of their day parts, including Triple M and HIT. And it looks like 4CC and 4RO, both ARN stations, saw nice rises. Sorry, I take that back. Not 4RO, just 4CC, jumping up 1.8 to an 8.7. But of course, those areas are usually dominated by SCA stations. Over to the big news of the week, Carl Stefanovic. My goodness, he's been the one name that's been popping up on news.com like crazy. Now, if you haven't heard, Carl Stefanovic has parted ways with the Today Show, but you're wondering, Max, how does this tie in with the audio industry? Well, the reason why he got dumped from the Today Show was a controversial interview he did on his podcast, this Carl Stefanovic Show. And look, honestly, I don't think it was all that bad. I just think Nine overreacted a bit, but apparently that was a breaking point for them. I don't think that they liked the fact that he was doing the independent podcast and they weren't really getting anything from it. Of course, Nine does not have any more radio assets. They sold them all to Tapped Media, but it seems that Nine couldn't really get past the fact that Carl was doing his own thing that was actually quite successful. If you see some of his YouTube views, I've got to say, I was surprised by. I know he's a very, very well-known Australian news anchor, but I think he's doing a great job with all the interviews. But of course, Nine axed him. He's gone from the Today Show, and he didn't do his radio show yesterday, the long weekend on Gold with Eddie Maguire. It was just Eddie Maguire, Georgia Love, and Tony, the anchor. So that leaves ARN without a Kyle this week. But could Kyle go somewhere else? That's the thing I want to chat about in this episode. I've got a few other things that I'll cross onto after this, but could Kyle leave ARN? I know he's only been there for 2 weeks. Could he go to Seven and SCA? I'm just throwing it out there because I was thinking about this before. If SCA gave him the chance to do his podcasts, give him creative freedom, and he could also do something on Sunrise or Channel 7, I think that would be a great deal for SCA. It only came to mind because of the merger that happened recently. It's unlikely, but I don't never say never. So basically, that's what I'm throwing out there. Who knows? I think that would be nice for Kyle to get back on TV, but also do his independent podcast. I don't think it's time for him to jump into radio just yet. He's doing that once a week show, sure. But yeah. Over to Nova, though. They've got new national drive for the holidays with Nikki, Jack and Dr. Chris, with Nikki Osborne, Jack Charles, and Dr. Chris Brown. Jack Charles, I believe he's on the Chrissy Swan show. Dr. Chris Brown, of course, everyone knows him. And Nikki Osborne was former breakfast host in Brisbane on Nova last year. They are taking over. They're enjoying a nice little break over the survey break. And of course, that's on the Nova National Network. And last but not least, SEN has boosted its national commercial leadership team, appointing Nick Flood as Victorian Sales Director and Jimmy Kerr as Head of Commercial New South Wales. I just want to point out, SEN's doing really well in their podcasts, and I believe SEN in Melbourne last survey did extraordinary well, like exceeding all expectations. So kudos to you, SEN. I was about to say SCA. Too many abbreviations. You got SEN, SCA, ARN, Capital Radio Network, SRN, Super Radio Network. Oh, goodness. And does anyone know what's happening with Resonate Broadcasting? I'm really interested to know. So if anyone knows, hit me up on Instagram. Check out the socials at biz_audio on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook. Just search Biz Audio.